Hi everyone. So this is just going to be a quick wee video. Wait a minute. And it really is because I'm going to go in the membership and then I'm going to come back here. I'm just going to record this too, actually. I think in progress. Right, yeah. I just wanted to share this on a separate one because it is quite a huge monumental thing that I've done just for me, but what would be interesting to share with others. So, um, I might just give it a minute or two. I've not got long because really it's like I do big long lives. If you're brand new, I do usually do big long lives. So I don't bother about the processing time. But with this one, it would be, I don't know. I just because I've not got long anyway, I just thought I would kind of keep an eye on that. Um yes. So I don't know if it really needs my intro. Oh, hello. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Charlotte. How are you doing? Right, so I'm not going to do my usual intro. I'm just going to go right into it because there's a couple of here. So I had a secret goal during the free 5 day challenge last week. And before I tell you what it was, now some of you might have guessed from what I posted, but and I did sort of mention it here and there on the shorts, but I kind of made out it was not as big a deal as what it actually was. Um, so yeah, before I tell you the whole of it, I just want to stress. Actually, this gives it away. I have been fasting for years. Like I started off like 11 years ago, so maybe longer than that, but definitely 11 years ago. Doing like juice fasting, and I done like raw vegetable fasting, and then I built my way up to like 24 hours, 36 hours, 40 hours. And really, like, I never found any of that was enough. And then I started doing 3 day fasts. And then I done another 3 day fast like earlier this year. I think I done one earlier this year and then one not that long ago. So, and the thing that I'm sharing that, so basically I'm sharing that because I didn't just sort of wake up one day and be like, all right, I'm going to do a big, huge, massive fast. No. So I want to stress that. So whatever it is I'm sharing, like everything, you have to use your own discernment. You have to be mindful of your own health, body, blah, blah, blah. Remember that I am a shaman amongst everything else. And, I'm literally built to be able to handle stuff like this. But anybody can fast. And that's really what my point is besides like children and if you've got health issues and um like if you're pregnant, that's don't do that, and the obvious ones. But yeah, so just disclaimer, this is my own life. I'm sharing my own experiences, and children shouldn't be watching this channel anyway. And but yeah, anything you decide to do, that's on you. But I do feel at some point, if people are up for that, I would quite like to support people through like a small sort of fast on the second level of the membership. I thought that might be quite a nice thing to do. Because I was going to do it in public, but I don't think it'll work. But anyway, I don't want to get too wordy into going down about other things. So, with all that being said, I thought, right, I'm going to do a week's fast. I'm going to do a 7 day fast. So I set my mind to it, and the main person, well, yes, energy I would like to thank is God. And I am not joking because I really don't feel I would have been able to do it because I did pray very hard about it. And I was like, I really want to do this for myself. I'm very self disciplined anyway. I help other people with their own intentions and, I help kick energetic ass. And this is something that's been bothering me specifically for 3 years. So, what interests me is it really ties in to the Saturn transit. So, I break negative attachments and, heavy energies and demons in some cases off of, anyone that's led to me and in the collective. Not just our collective, the collective too. And that is why I regularly do fast and pray. And I never tell people when I'm fasting because I feel that's a very important part of it. But it is quite interesting that the shorts I'd filmed like prior to doing that where, or I'm just trying to think, it might have been, actually, no, I think it was a day into it there, but it was still near enough a week in advance. Like, it's weird that the day that I stopped it, which was Sunday night, the shorts for that actual night, or it was thereabouts, was actually about like breaking off negative attachments. So yeah, really quite interesting. So I definitely, like I said, anyone else that does that out there, because there'll be other people that do things like this, but they maybe don't talk about stuff like that. Because I remember connecting with someone once before, and she was very like me in that way, where she does a lot of silence. She'll know who she is if she's watching a double Pisces sun and moon, and she prays a lot and stuff. So there's lots of us do this, but it is a bit of a calling when you're guided to do that. And also, if you're not in the praying bit, but I do recommend it. You can just fast alone, and people fast for all different sorts of reasons. Obviously, religious reasons, but that's not my reasons. And or like wait, or like to. So basically, when I started getting into that, like the hardcore, like quite a few years ago now, like definitely, like I said, the last 3 years, I've attracted a lot of people with like menopause, perimenopause, and I've, the things I've noticed is it brings back people's period. So if you're having issues there, you might want to try that. Or book a session and we can talk more about things that I've helped other people with and stuff. Of all ages as well, by the way. I'm just trying to think of everything that kind of is in line with this. But yeah, the biggest sort of wow factor for me is that, like, amongst that, obviously I do it for the clarity, and I can't even describe to you the elation that I felt as well, which that goes with it. And I'm really used to it. And the weirdest thing is, I done a shorts right the week, so I'll post that like when I finish the lives tonight. But I wasn't hungry. Like, you might not believe me, but I cross my heart and hope to die. I don't like saying that saying, but I say that when I mean business. I wasn't that hungry. I can think of like probably about 2 or 3 times where I felt, yeah, I could, I'm hungry. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm hungry, I need to eat. Because the big thing for me is if you start feeling ill, and I mean like really ill, kind of, whoa, weird, eat something, especially if you're not used to this. But even if you're like seasoned and you do it all the time, and I know the warning signs and I, listen to my body. But something just told me, I was like, nah, not this time. I'm going to do it. And so this brings me to, I'm just going to be totally honest here, with the main driver for me, along with breaking off negative energies and that of anyone that wants to receive the energy, was to release weight. And well, let me tell you, I am still pinching myself at how much weight I actually lost. But I'm well aware, before anyone might say that to themselves or on the thing, when you do that, it is water weight. So, I likely might gain like even half of that back, and I'm cool with it because I eat really quite healthy anyway. It's only just like once a month, usually, round about the period time, I need a wee bit of chocolate, but I can usually be satisfied with a bit of dark chocolate, or occasionally I might be like, no, I need like chocolate. Um, but other than that, like I really am quite healthy, But if I go out, like I'm going out, just after Christmas, and I'm gonna like, it's food. I looked at the menu, it's like food porn. I'm going to treat myself, and I'm going to have a glass of Coke, and I'm going to have the pasta, and blah blah blah. Uh, then you just get back to your goals. But yeah, so I'm not going to tell you what weight I was because I don't think I need to do that. But I was overweight. Like, and I know some people might be like, yeah, whatever, Claire. Like, look, I've I've only ever been uncomfortably overweight when I was roughly about maybe 12 years ago. I do remember feeling quite uncomfortable because I was like, oh, right. And it was like, anyway. And I remember feeling like that. I can't do that. Like, I don't, look, everyone's different, right? So everyone's beautiful, whatever you know what I mean? All these things are very important. But what I'm saying is, for me personally, it's like I feel comfortable being a certain way, and it's just annoying when your clothes don't fit and stuff. So whenever I sort of go out the borderline of that, I'm like, nah, fuck this, I'm doing something about it. And I was always able to do something about it when I was younger. Um, So I found it very frustrating the last few years, like, and it was literally so just try to think. Picking up on somebody's throat chakra stuff. Although I was just burning sage and then I shut the window. I let the negative energy go, but I feel that's it. Yeah, it's very frustrating. Like since round about turning 40, the weight gain that you get is just crazy. Like so for those of you, especially save the young ones, for those of you that are younger than 40, did I say 30 there? For those of you that are younger than 40, like I really just want to warn you about that. Like, you know, be mindful. Like you're not going to be able to just eat what you want and go a wee run and it'll fall off or walk or something. You know what I mean? Like everyone's bodies are different. That certainly wasn't the case for me because when I say I've tried everything, I'm not kidding. I have tried to do a lot and I've tried all different types of diets and you know, so I won't go into that. None of it worked. Like literally, I would either lose nothing, stay the same, which is fine because it was maintaining it. Like when I was going my big long tour walks, I was maintaining it. I'm like, nah, this isn't good enough. Like I'm not accepting like, oh, when you turn 40, you know, you just put on weight. And I'm like, nah, that's not my reality. I'm seeing shorts of like fucking 40, 50-year olds that have got a bagging body of 30-year-old, right? I mean, I'm like, I'm not aiming for that, but I'm like, no, I'm not accepting that as my reality. So yeah, I've like I said, I've just worked hard at loads of different sort of ways. And the last time I remember really kind of getting somewhere was um it was like this maybe like the autumn time towards Christmas of the 2022. So like I said, and so it all does link with the Saturn transit of the, you know, confusion, illusion, Saturn and Pisces. Um, so, you know, I just feel like I feel really positive because I feel like I'm already in the energy of Saturn and Aries. It's like, yes, finally I'm getting somewhere. So yeah, so basically I wasn't aiming for this and I was shocked myself. I nearly lost a stone. So yeah. So was it worth it? Absolutely. Um, will I do it again? If I don't, I'm amazed I've done this. But no, I think I will do it again. It's not something I'll do all the time, but I think I would do that. I don't know, quarterly or something, because it's a good reset of everything, really. But like I said, I must stress you have to start small if you've never done any of this before. But and then when I checked again today, I'd lost another pound. So in total, like it because it was what I basically I'd lost, yeah, £12 overall, and then that other pound is £13, and there's £14 in a stone. But I kind of count as a stone because I was hovering like a few bit over it before. But in total, it was 12 stone. I was like, I would have been delighted if I'd lost 6 stone. You're only meant to lose three. And so, you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. And but another reason why I kept that myself as well is that a lot of people's minds aren't able to stretch to that. But like, you know, again, just want to stress for anyone that's new, please remember, not only am I a shaman, a highly trained shaman too, I might add. It's not just my past lives. It's like I know what I'm doing. I support other people with stuff like this. I'm also an advanced hypnotherapist with a lot of experience. So I do know what I'm doing there too. Like my mind is so strong, like and disciplined. It's like I don't just believe what people say. Like I'm very focused, and that's why I can hold that intention for the group or I can hold that intention for other people. And this is just the stress as well, running the challenge there again, it went how I expected. And it was, it's always very quiet. Like, it feels very quiet when I'm doing it. But it wasn't a waste of time because, like I said, unless anybody else wants to share me an email of big things that happened, I think this time round, I think it was my turn. And like, I'll be the success story. Um, but but no, it's really just about, when you take it seriously, your focus. That was because whether you see it as, oh, I had the distraction of doing the live that kept me focused. It was really just the weekend I had to get through. But I was fine because I was like looking after that wee dog and me and her just chilled. And before I knew it, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to eat. And then obviously this is all common sense, but just for anyone, like I said, nobody should be copying what I'm doing anyway, unless you're used to this sort of stuff and you've built up to it. But like, so like what day's today? Yeah, so yesterday when I broke the fast, like I've only had like liquids and I had an avocado and like the same today. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I think that's it. So yay, go me. So does fasting because I can afford food count? This is a serious question. Do you mean can't afford food? Oh, Paul, why did you take that away? I was about to read it. Because, well, actually, yes, because, unfortunately, it is a survival skill too. It's like I've said that to some people I know recently. Do you know what I mean? They laugh, and I'm like, I'm not kidding. Like, I think that might be one of the reasons why they're getting me to talk about it. It's like, I think if you're up to it, it would be wise to even test to see if you can do intermittent, because intermittent fasting is nothing. It's literally, we do it every night. Like, it would be quite good if you want to start somewhere. Why don't you, like, just anyone that might be open to this, if you, oh, I've done it already, I've went over it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll put this on again. I knew I wasn't going to be able to stick to like, um, like you could say, all right, I'm going to stop eating at 5 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? And then that's giving yourself a good, that's giving your body a good rest. And then, with this time of year, depending on what people's, if you work or, if you work from home or if you're not working, then, you might not wake up till later. And, and if you do work, maybe you could do that at the weekend, but you know what I mean? There's ways around it. Like you can do, really, I don't count like an intermittent fast, like really to be anything over, they say 17 hours, but I would say like 80, like 18, 17 hours, definitely. Because you've got to let the autophagy or whatever it is kick in. But yeah, but obviously just for my body with whatever, was hanging around me. And the thing is, I know, I'm very serious about this because this isn't just about fasting. And the thing is, it's quite funny because like I was talking to like I was talking to my cousin, and I thought it was really funny. Like she sent me the screenshot of something I've had for years that I go by that kind of helps you to go along with your menstrual cycle. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. That is just, I still refer to that. But it's kind of yeah, just remember that it's like this is, I've been trying all the lots of different things and nothing worked. And so obviously for me, I had more stubborn belly fat and just, I would say just like trauma, like because that's what I'm going to say. It's when you're carrying heavy weight, like just on any level, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, because that's always what I'm working and helping people with. Something hangs around you longer, so it was going to take something strong to shift it, and that's why I posted that meme that I made up a few years ago. Well, I didn't make it up; it's a scripture. If you didn't see it, I'll read it. But it's like it says, "This kind cannot be driven out by anything but prayer." Jesus replied, "This can be cast out only by prayer." He answered, "There is no way to get rid of this kind of demon except by prayer." And that's Mark 9:29. So basically, that's what I always really feel whenever I'm praying is it's like, look, anybody that's really struggling with addictions or negative attachments or whatever karmic cycles, like, I'm sacrificing for basically me not eating to be able to like put that out in the world. But like I said, I benefit too because if I release weight, I'm like, yay. But this time round, I'm like, whoa, like that's my karmic reward. Do you know what I mean? And so we're now in Capricorn season, and Capricorn season is like slaps on the wrist karma, but it's also here you go, here's your reward. So listen, there's a lot of things I would love for my Christmas, but this was definitely one of them. I have not been this way for, and again, even if it's just for a week, guys, even if it's just for a few extra days, I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to wear my tightest jeans. I'm going to be like, yeah, feeling myself. It's, it might be short lived, but it's not going to be that short lived because I'm going to have to, I'm going to get on that running machine anyway. It's like, I'm not going to, like, I feel like it's a gift that I had to work hard for. But it's, yeah, feeling really, really proud of myself. And like I said, I must stress it is to do with that when I hold intention for the group. So if ever I do decide to run that again in public, like take it seriously because like that worked for me. And like I said, I know people did have things here and there. It feels like more of a gentle one for a lot of people that were doing it though. But it counts. Like that's a huge thing. And that's what I've taught people from the start. And like I'd said to Charlotte in the comments of a beautiful comment she left actually. So thank you for that, Charlotte, was you know, about just recognizing, you know, that you were what was it you said again? You were looking at it from like needing to be, you know, needing it to be something bigger or more masculine. And that's that's the point. It's like you know, I hold masculine and feminine energy being wolf medicine, but I am a divine feminine teacher. So I'm all about baby step. What do I say throughout the whole thing? Messy action, but baby steps. Because one person's baby step is another person's huge, massive step. Some people are like great speakers. Other people can't get the words out at all. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, and it's, I just used that example because it was about like speaking your voice, but you could have picked anything. So yeah, if there is any secret lurkers out there that are willing to share any, you know, things that you had, don't think it was like you didn't really achieve anything because, you know, I loved what Charlotte wrote, and one of the guys had sent me something as well, just saying, I think he might have said so or alluded to I didn't get as much done. But I mean, he knows who he is, and he's like that. And I said we're all a bit too hard on ourselves. I would say. So I'm sure you actually did, like, you know, move forward, and you're not realizing it. But also, yeah, definitely after that, you know, my quantum leap meditation activation, I felt like I said it the next day. I felt amazing after that too. So just monitor yourself, you know, look out for the 7th of January being when you feel a lot of power coming back too. But yeah, I think that's it really. So unless anyone's got any questions or that, I think I'm going to hop into the membership because everything's just went, the time is just all over the place today. It's like, and then I had to talk to one of you guys on the Zoom just for a wee bit, and her day had been like that too. So it's because it's expect unexpected shock surprises. So yeah, if you're having a bit of a roller coaster day, that's why. When you're always used to doing, but the doing is gentler and less tangible, it feels weird, but definitely counts. Yeah, Charlotte as well. I can ask you an email, but I would love to share. Like, I would love to actually. I think I screenshot that. I want to share that in a post because I really loved what you said. Um, but yeah, I think that's beautifully put, and it's like I said, you often do end up being like a spokesperson for. There's a wee handful of you. It's like, oh yeah, it's like you. I know whenever I read for like you, Lexi, really anyone really, but because you have been here a while, I'm like that is like a general divine masculine thing to take on board. Is it does count. You know what I mean? And like I said, although I'm not the masculine, that is my inner masculine too, and I can be like that too. I can, you know, be far too hard on myself. That's why I don't put things out. I'm like, oh, I've not got it. I need to have like 100% energy. I need to really want to do this, and it's like, no, not always. Sometimes you just got to fucking get up and get on with it, and it evolves. Imagine, you know what? I don't even want to imagine. Imagine if I had not ran this challenge. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, look, it's not as if like I wasn't going to tell people anyway if it was like, you know, if I was pure rolling and dough after this, I wasn't going to tell you anyway. But I can tell you that's not the case. There was a little bit of money came in from here and there. That's, you know, nothing to write home about. But but I'm also aware that it was solstice week and it was before Christmas. So that's why I was like, I don't think there's any point to this. But it was because I knew they were like, no, it's connected to what's going on as a wider collective. So that's why I done it. But this is what I'm saying. How funny is it? It's like I don't feel the slightest bit any kind of regret about doing that because, like I said, I think this time round it was my time to have the win. Like it was my fucking time. Like maybe it's my time in general, but it's just like, yeah, I feel amazing. So, but I do have to, you know, watch my energy. So, but like I said, I'm feeling great, you know, because I had all of that, you know, I'm going to get like that, like, oh, start with small meals and or like, you know, oh, I don't know if that was a good idea. I'm like, really? Well, it feels like a fucking fantastic idea because I'm feeling amazing. So, thanks. But no, everyone around me has, you know, people. I think it's natural if you do that. People are going to be like shocked. They are going to express concern because I'm aware, guys. It does seem a little bit superhuman, but I'm not the only you know, there's lots of people do this. Lots of people do it. So But yeah, members, you can let me know, or even people that aren't in the membership, let me know on this in the comments, like on the standing comments after on the chat, if you would be up for me sort of teaching you somewhere, like at the beginning, about, good ways to fast and stuff. Because like what Brandy's saying, um, it's not a bad survival skill to have in your back pocket to know that, God forbid, if there was some kind of weather thing or anything else that they make up, or real thing, but things that they make up, um, that if you didn't, hopefully, well, first of all, you should always have at least some stuff stocked up in the cupboards that are like, you know, oats are a good one. What else? Tuna, sardines. Maybe a bit boring after a while eating that with it, but you know what I mean? Just, you can research it yourself, but have things in the cupboard. But if there was a food shortage, sorry, when I burp, I'm clearing energy, but I don't think you heard it, um, but yeah, it's good to know that if the worst came to the worst, you can go a few days. Like I said, even that's you know, but I'm sure it won't come to that. But but like Brandy said, it saves money. You know what I mean? It saves money. I was putting a whole load of shit in my like my online shopping basket for the food because like, oh, it's Christmas. I need this and I need that and I need party food and I need drink, even though I don't drink, and it's a Pisces moon. I don't even really want to drink. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like I need this in case people just like my friends are popping by or something. It's like even though I seem to be like doing socializing, you know what I mean? I'm sure everyone else does it, and it's like, oh, now the basket's way too much, and I'm like, wait a minute, my freezer is like chock a block because I always batch cook, so I'm like, I didn't think this through. So in hindsight, and actually, shit, that's a good point. Oh my god, if I don't order that tonight, I think I've missed the boat. I thought ahead, and I got stuff on a wee Just Eat thing in case I done this, but I'm gonna put order if I still can. Um, but yeah, so whatever you took from that, I'm actually just going to look at my notes and see if I said everything I wanted to say. But um, let's see. Yeah, Saturn and Pisces, karmic cycle. So yeah, so with everything, reflect on what have you been going through since specifically. I screenshotted the exact thing because it annoys me when I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, but oh my god, I screenshot that many things. Am I ever going to find that? I might be better just Googling. Where is it? Oh, this is totally unrelated, but has anyone got YouTube Premium? I just got it. I'm got the free trial, but I think I'm going to keep it. And the reason I've said this before, but the reason was yesterday when I was just cutting about doing my dishes, right? Um, an advert came on for a horror movie, and I was like, "Good Lord, is that what's going into my subconscious when I'm sleeping?" Nah, that done it for me. I was like, "I'm not having that." So I was like, because you can get the one that's like YouTube Premium Light, and then, but it was like I got it and I was still getting adverts. I was like, what's going on here? So I turned my phone off and on, and I don't think I do now. And it makes a world of I don't really bother about adverts because doing this myself, I'm happy to just sort of potter about doing other stuff because I know that the content creators, you know, putting their hard work in and they're getting something for that. But I'm not going to miss adverts to be honest. I think when it comes to not having it, I don't think I'll want to not have it. So I'm up leveling, so that could be symbolic of other things. This is so annoying. Where is it? I love that I said it was going to be 15 minutes and I've went way beyond that, but whatever. Everything has just went all over the place today, timing wise, but not a big deal. I'm just going to Google it. Hang on. I just want to know exactly. AI gets things wrong a lot. It's so annoying. When you just want to quickly look up things, it's like, that isn't even right. Right, okay. Saturn is in Pisces. It was in Pisces from, did I say 2022? March the 7th, 2023 until May 2025. So think what was going on then. And then uh and then it went into Aries, and that's we had a taster of it, and that's when quite a lot of my life changed. I totally timeline jumped then, and I spoke a lot about that. Like big time. They gave me a taster, and I want to get back there quick because I like it was a lot of change that was uncomfortable, but I've never looked back, and I haven't went back to things they pulled me away from. Like it was like I opened my eyes up to a lot that wasn't what it seemed. And what's annoying is because it's Saturn in Pisces, some things that I saw through, it's quite frustrating when lots of other people can't see through it. But that's just my experience, unfortunately. With my moon conjunct Uranus and the South Node, but specifically Uranus part, I see obviously being a seer, but that makes me a strong seer. Like I see into the future. So it's like I can see I can see things before they happen. And it's, that can be frustrating if you can see something about someone or something and your friends around you that you can't see yet and you have to kind of wait for them to catch up. But it'll be interesting to see when Saturn goes in Aries. I'll be interested to see if some people start to wake up to some of the things that I did. So yeah, and then Saturn is in Pisces from September this year, and then it's moves like I've been saying for ages now on Robbie Williams' birthday on the February 13th, so just before Valentine's. So yeah, that kind of period of time, give or take, when it moved into Aries for a bit, what lessons have you been going through? Tough lessons, because Saturn is Capricorn's ruler, Capricorn season we're in right now, and it's like kicking your ass things. So it could have been really, really tough lessons. But I'm sure you learned and I'm sure you grew from them. Lord knows I did. Like I said, I've got a lot of respect. I mean, there's loads of different things I can think about. I've got a lot of respect for my body, and and over the years as well, through just life, but the twin flame journey as well, and definitely this time of year, I've went through lots of binge eating cycles and that too. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, just have all the crisps and all the chocolate and all the ice cream, and fuck it, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna get that stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if I do a whole lot of that. Um, just because I don't want to kind of undo the stuff that I've done, but I'm going to enjoy myself. Like, but I was just saying to my mum, I was like, I'm going to make a chocolate trifle. And she was like, I don't want a chocolate trifle. I was like, well, you know what? Sorry, but I want a chocolate trifle, and I'm sure other people do. So, what? And she likes panna cotta. So, and it's not a healthy one either. So, but I've not got chocolate mousse, so that's a bit of a problem. I might need to find that tomorrow. Um, it kept selling out. But yeah, enjoy yourself, but get on with your goals. Right. So anyway, it's went a bit quiet. So I think I'm just gonna end this live stream because I've just shared my wee win. So thank you if you're happy for me. And I was going to say, thank you if you're happy for me. Fuck you if you're not. That's like, thank you if you're happy for me. Fuck you if you're not. I don't really care either way. But it's like, but I care if you're happy for me, and thanks for the love. But and I hope that people felt the love and the prayers that went out for you because I was keeping people in my thoughts. But like I said, I was doing it for me too. So, um, but yeah. So I'm going to get going. So I'm going to. Oh yeah, wait a minute. I'll set a timer. So I'm going to go into the set. No, the all levels. I'm going to go into the membership just now, and we'll hang out for a wee bit. I don't know for how long. Maybe just 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. But so I don't know what time I'll be on in public, but I will be on. So I'll be back. And if you want to know what my jumper says, it says sparkle season. So again, not the style of jumper I suit, but I thought it'd be quite funny. So sparkle, sparkle. It's all about the sparkles. Um, but yes, I hope you're having a lovely time. I hope you're not having too. Oh my god! Actually, do you know what? That would be some hectic Christmas shopping on an Aquarius moon. Yeah, be aware of that if you're Christmas shopping like tonight and tomorrow. That's nuts. I wouldn't do it. Like, I would do it on. I don't do it anyway. I'd do it on like I got my Christmas shopping in the physical, like in the physical when I was up with time and I had to go up town for something a few months ago. Um, and I just, went into Claire's accessories and went, Mac, I came and shared it. I went mad and got my niece's stuff, and I don't regret it. I'm really excited to see the reactions. I got it in the sale, like, but I got I still got I got it in the sale, but then I was like, oh, I'll just get even more. Um, but good memories for them, and they'll love it. Then they'll probably lose stuff because she kept losing her pen everywhere today. It was like, gosh, you know what I mean? Kept going under the couch. Oh, actually, no, wait a minute. No, I'll do that. What I'll do is I'm going to share. I'll probably share both their drawings, but I want to share my oldest niece's drawing because it was so funny. It was totally me. What she drew. It was just funny to see. Is that how you see me? I'm not offended if it is. It was magical. But yes. So see if you're around when I come on in a bit. And yeah, if you've got any questions about what I've said here, then absolutely feel free to email me. Like I said, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Nobody's booked in, so that'll just be a day for me to be doing my housework, and I can reply to any emails and stuff. And then yeah, Christmas Eve onwards, I'll be switching off. So if I'm not replying emails and stuff for the Christmas period, it's just because I like to completely switch off. But I think I will be back on the 5th. I think I'll be back to do. So anyway, I'll tell you all this later. But yes, thanks for listening, and I will see you in a bit. Oh, I've done it again. Sorry, I keep doing it. I'll just set the timer. Now it'll just be awkward kind of until it. Let's just do a minute because nobody's chatting. All chat. Yes, I'll do all channel members. Da, 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 da. And when I come back, I'm going to share about the intense back pain I've had, particularly yesterday and today, but I'm sure it was the other day too. It's definitely Kundalini Awakenings. As predicted with the cards, I pulled Spontaneous Awakening and I pulled Spiritual Awakening. And I said it before I pulled the card, and I can feel people going through it. So Sagittarius New Moon didn't lie. And it doesn't lie because that's what I am. That's what a lot of people watching are. Anyway, it's the final countdown. So it's the final countdown. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. It's the final countdown. I think that's the best time I've ever done that. One time I'm going to get it really in line with the timing. Anyway, I think that's it. See you in a bit.